Welcome back to another fun math video. Today we're going to talk about properties of kites. A kite is a shape I never knew existed until several years into my educational experience. I learned that a kite is actually a shape, not just something you fly in the sky. A kite is actually a quadrilateral with exactly two pairs of consecutive congruent sides. So it's kind of like taking apart a rectangle and rearranging the sides so that the opposite sides are not across from each other, but now they're next to each other. So it's really interesting and pretty cool, actually. So there's a couple important things we need to know about kites. If it's a kite, the quadrilateral is going to have the diagonals to be perpendicular, kind of like a rhombus. So you'll have that 90-degree angle right there. The second thing we need to know is that besides having consecutive sides congruent, like this one, and these, we also know that there's exactly one pair of opposite angles that are congruent. So J and L would be congruent. So we can use these theorems that we just talked about, but we can also use the Pythagorean theorem to find missing side lengths and the polygon interior angle sum theorem. Remember, it's the n minus 2 times 180 formula. We're going to use all these tools that we've already learned in the past to help us answer some of these questions. So it says here that this is a kite, FGHJ. They want us to find this angle right here. Find the measure of GFJ, that angle. Well, first of all, they give us two of them. We learned that at least two pairs of angles inside of a kite are exactly the same. And they gave us the top angle and the bottom angle. And you can see that these two are not the ones that are congruent. The ones that are congruent are the ones not given. So we know that F and H are going to be the ones that are congruent. So having known that, first, what we know is let's find the total of all the angles inside of this shape. So this is where that formula we've learned in the past, n minus 2 times 180, is going to come in handy. So we can find the total angles inside of this figure. So how many sides do we have? We have 4 sides, right? N equals the number of sides. So there's 4 sides in this picture. So we're going to say 4 minus 2 times 180. And we'll find that this is going to give me 2 times 180, which is going to be 360. So that's your total. So what we're going to do now is what we've learned in the past already. We're going to add up all of our angles. We don't know what F and H are. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that they're X's. So we're going to go ahead and add them together. So we're going to say angle X. So let's show that this is, okay, step 1, and this is step 2. So we're going to add all of our angles now. So we've done this already in the past. We're going to add all of our angles, and we're going to set it equal to 360. We're setting it equal to our total. All right, we can put this in decimals, or we can just continue doing this by hand. We can go ahead and get our x's together. That'll be 2x. We can go ahead and add 128 plus 72. That's going to give me 200 equals 360. And at this time, we can continue to solve this by hand. We can subtract 200 from both sides, because that's how we switch it from side to side. We change the sign to get it to the other side. That becomes 0. We get 2x is equal to 360 minus 200. That gives me 160. When you have a variable attached to a number, we divide it. That results into 1x, and x is going to be 80 degrees. So that gives me the measure of angle GFJ is going to equal 80 degrees. That's my answer. All right. Very, very good. Let's try another one. It says here that in this kite, they want us to find zy. So they want me to find the length zy right here. Well, if we remember that these diagonals intersect at a 90-degree angle, we can see here that we have a right triangle. You see, triangles are a part of every shape. So here's one, a triangle that we can use here. And so if I redraw it, if I redraw this triangle, that's going to give me this. So my short leg is 8. They want me to find the hypotenuse, that longest side, and they gave me that long leg, 24. So I'm going to go ahead and put an X where I need to find it, right? I need to find that. So I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So the Pythagorean theorem states that a squared plus b squared must equal c squared. So remember, the a and b's are your legs, so we can say this is a, b, and then c is always your longest side. So now we just plug it into the formula, and a is 8, so we can say 8 squared plus 24 squared equals your x squared, because we don't know what that is. And we can, let's just put this one in Desmos, just for fun. All right. Let's readjust our picture and see. So because it's an x squared, we're going to have two numbers. We're going to pick the positive answer because it's a distance, and there's no such thing as a negative distance. So you see here that x is either a negative 25 point whatever or a positive 25 point whatever. So we're going to pick the positive because, once again, distance is never negative. All right, so our final answer is going to be zy is equal to 25.3.